Can it be? You were alive all this time?
Oh, hey guys.
Professor, it is so good to see you again. My brother and I were worried about you.
Oh, thank the goddess. I couldn't bear the thought of letting Gerald down by not finding you.
I don't even care. Why are you guys here? Actually, I suppose they all technically got recruited? I still don't know why Sedith was recruited, but, you know, I didn't exactly ask him to. Why are you guys here?
It has been 5 years since Lady Rhea disappeared. We have devoted all of our energies to finding her. However, without being able to set foot in Empire territory, we are at a standstill. We had hoped that perhaps the Archbishop would return here on this day. That of the long-awaited Millennium Festival.
Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case, though I don't suppose you had very high hopes in that regard. Even if she were able to return here, with the monastery in ruins, I don't think she would have felt safe enough to do so. Right, Hilda?
Yeah, this is an important location for the church. To think you've left it in such a state.
It's a danger. My goodness, they give me two choices a bunch and it's like so easy to pick which one actually goes along with my personality. It's danger to locals too.
That's true. Perhaps we've left it alone for too long. We've got to make things right.
Then let's do it. If we all work together, we can restore the monastery to its original beauty.
We will require the aid of skilled craftsmen, too. I shall seek out any such individuals who are willing to return to Garrick Mach.
Fantastic! I'll figure out how to split up the work, and then we can get started.
An administrator, so she doesn't have to do, you know, the actual physical labor. That sounds about right. Oh, boy. So, would have Shamir and other people showed up with them? Because those were all the people that were technically in my
Part 2.
party.
Verdant Wind. Guardian
Technically.
Moon. The Alliance leader's ambitions.
I'm very curious what his end goal is still.
Claiming the monastery at Garrick Mach as its home base, the Alliance army joins forces with the Knights of Seros. Together, they begin to take up arms against the Adrestian Empire.
Is it official? Or are we, just a ragtag sort of alliance-based resistance until we feel we have the advantage to pull everyone else in? I wonder. Scrolling over the past 5 years to check the classes. Well, I already had a chance to do that, technically.
Good work, Hilda. You didn't do much manual labor, but you managed to rope the knights into helping us restore the monastery.
Thanks, Claude. But all I did was piggyback on your scheme. I saw your eyes telling me to make some magic happen.
Thank you so much for your help with the restoration.
Oh, it was nothing. Like, literally, I don't think we helped.
Oh, please, it was nothing. We're just doing our part as former students.
I'm told you even routed the bandits. I'm sorry. That should have been our job.
Hey, don't think twice about it. We're all allies in the resistance against the Empire, right?
The Church is at war with the Empire, but the Alliance is a different matter. Wouldn't it be better to avoid getting involved?
The way I see it, the Emperor wants to take over all of Fodlan and destroy the existing order of the world. I can't see her allowing the Alliance to continue to exist. We're in this just as deeply as you are. Actually, we were hoping to use this place as a base. The Empire begs to be meddled with, and we're first in line.
What? Why would you want to make your base here of all places?
Garrick Mach is situated in the center of Fodlan, both geographically and spiritually. We want to secure this location while the Empire is still overlooking it. But if we simply decide that it's ours to occupy, that does nothing to inspire the hearts and minds of the people of Fodlan. Luckily, good old Teach has finally returned to us. If the Professor Rhea entrusted with the Sword of the Creator fights at our side, well now, That's a just cause anyone could get behind. What's more, here we are, working alongside the legendary Knights of Seiros. It smacks of divine providence, doesn't it? Can you feel it?
Oh boy.
I have heard what you have to say, Claude. And you, Professor? Where do you stand?
Fuck no. Okay, so where is my actual stance here? I'm sort of with Claude. I'm not against using the freaking reputation of the church to further our aims. At this point, I have... I'm a bit worried how no one's questioned how Rhea turned into a giant dragon. Did no one, like, realize that was her? Except me. Well, whatever. I guess that's perfectly possible. They might have thought it was an Empire thing. Maybe they thought it was infighting or whatever. One, I don't give a shit about Rhea. I gotta be honest. She has done absolutely nothing that I feel has had deserving of any sort of reason for me to care about her. Fighting the Empire makes sense. I'm not against Edelgard's goals, but I don't know them, for one, in this case. And two, there are definitely potentially other solutions. I'm very interested in Claude's solutions, if he has one. If he's just here to go fight a war and play games, I will be very disappointed. In this story, at the very least.
On our own, we lack sufficient military strength. But with the help of the Alliance, the Archbishop said if anything should happen to her, that we should entrust the affairs of the Church to you. If you intend to fight alongside the Alliance, then I will follow you as well. Is that acceptable, Claude?
Of course. I can't think of anything more reassuring than having both Teach and the Knights on our side. Together, we'll stop the Emperor and her reckless ambitions.
I'm sure she put out a manifesto at the very least at this point. I'm guessing she can do very little to demonstrate the whole... Oh, I'll do that later. I went through 2 battles in this recording session. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. Okay. Whew. Well then. Have a wide variety of levels at the moment, don't you think, Yana? Oh boy. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we gotta get a good look at everyone. Gotta get a good ass look. Happy. Especially these guys I haven't seen yet. I like that. Who doesn't like the sort of like wavy around hairstyle? What's it called? Where you have it like that? Need to see her like standard. No, I should do this instead. Oh, I like that. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, she's definitely gonna be wearing that. I quite like it. Oh, I like the change in her design. I was about to say, are you not wearing the like really random makeup thing anymore? But no, you're still wearing it. Seems a little bit more subtle though. Maybe you just have a more defined face. Oh well. Yeah, I still don't get in the slightest what is up with that. So, yeah. So, other hair. So, I don't mind it, but it looks a little... Nah, I'll keep it for now. Yeah. He is gaudy. Shock and awe. His hair is so weird. Went from like a bowl cut to... I don't even know how to describe that. I can? Yeah, I can't. Whatever. Yeah, I think that works for him. I like the hero class concept, but I don't know, the armor didn't ever look that good. If anything, that feels like it works better for a hero. Just look-wise. Caspar. Looks the same as normal. Not shockingly. Mercedes. Oh, did she cut her hair? I didn't get a good look at her before I killed her last time, but you know. Oh, I liked her longer hair. What? That's disappointing. That's disappointing. Oh well. And she grew out, or she had her hair up, didn't she? Oh, I like that. I didn't get a good look at her either. Honestly, I was more focused on trying not to kill them than really, like, looking at their designs. I like a lot about what happened with her design. And look at all those fucking supports. I technically don't have any. Felt like there's some people who are just like on the edge of getting A's with everyone outside of Emil. Maybe not. Really? Still need time to deepen that with him? Interesting. Okay. Are there any others that are on? Still need time to deepen? Lysithia, Hilda. Okay. I didn't expect that we'd have any still cut off. Okay. I'm fine with that. Okay, cool, so... I don't know. I'm a bit put off by the, like... Oh my goodness, Rhea! We gotta do stuff with the church! I feel like if Claude gives me the chance to just be like... I mean, sure, let's use their name for, like... Basically, you know, manipulating our PR. Sure. I think I'll go along with that, but... I can't feel like I can sincerely get behind... giving a shit about keeping the church in power. Or giving them any sort of leverage or influence whatsoever. I don't know. I guess just that's where I am with it, so... Okay then. I'll see y'all next time. Drive safely, everyone. New content! Yay! Hey, I'm back, and I figure... I'm not gonna do... You know, I could do the ones with Emil, too. I could. Let's start from the bottom and make our way up. 'Cause... why not? There's so many supports at this point. Holy moly. Holy moly, they're older too. Holy moly. There's so many supports at this point and whatnot, I don't think I'm gonna make it to the end of the chapter of this recording session like I had been in part 1. So, let's go!
So Happy. Are you going back home or what?
That came out of nowhere. Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? I can't leave now.
Oh.
Hadn't noticed. Nope. Now that I have, will you head home once it's over? To check on your parents?
No. Even after the war, I can't return. With my curse, I might destroy the whole village. I won't put them at risk like that.
True. I want to say you could go there and everything would be dandy. The way things tend to shake out, though, it can be pretty hard not to sigh.
What about you? You don't mind spending all this time away from wherever you call home?
Whatever that is.
Can't say I've spent much time thinking about it. Maybe after the war is over. I've got plenty to keep me occupied. If I drop things and head home, my people will lose respect for me. I can't have that.
I see. I know I should visit home at some point. It's been more than a decade since I left, though. They probably think I died.
Interesting.
They might. All the more reason for you to go back. I know you're scared. But if you keep your visit brief, it'll work out fine. I don't know about yours, but my mother would want to know that I'm okay.
I suppose I could stop by for a short visit. That might be nice.
Still worried? I can accompany you. I'm sure you'll find some use for me.
Huh?
You know you'll be so caught up in my lively conversations, you'll have very little time for sighing.
or all the more reason to sigh constantly.
That plan could backfire. I might find the conversation boring, and then...
That would never happen. I wouldn't allow for it. And on the off chance a beast does appear, well, that'll clear up your boredom pretty quickly, won't it?
You've got a weird sense of humor, Yuri Bird. I like that. I guess I wouldn't feel so nervous about going home if you went with me. I might even have a good time. When you're there, you feel closer to the stars. They look so clear and bright. I'd love to show you.
I look forward to it. I bet we'll even see some of the stars you taught me about.
And maybe I'll finally lay eyes on that constellation you told me about. A fishing rod, was it?
I imagine the stars are very different. It's nice that they're getting along. Nice indeed. I'm not surprised I can get an A with him, but you know. I'll do the Emil ones later. Sure.
Why did this have to happen?
Yeah, I know I technically got to look at a lot of them grown up throughout the last route, but I really did not take a good look at them. I was way more focused on them not dying especially for like Annette. I remember, because didn't she show up with Ash and Gilbert and Catherine in the last chapter? And I was like, okay, what can I do to make sure they don't die?
Getting separated from my own troop. I'm a failure as a commander. It's already almost sunset. My wounds are aching, and I'm so hungry. Maybe I'm just gonna die right here. But no! That's such a pathetic way to die. I wonder if the rest of my soldiers are okay. I'm so worried about them.
Interesting.
Up and at 'em, Annette. There you go.
Caspar? What are you doing here? I was wounded in the forest, lost sight of my troop. I wandered around and it... Oh, where is everyone?
Calm down, you got nothing to worry about. They're fine. My men retrieved the rest of your unit. You're the one we've been worried about. How you feeling? Are you hurt? You've got a pretty painful-looking wound on your leg.
Oh, I'm alright. Though I might have trouble running.
If you say so. I gotta admit, I got the chills when I heard you were missing. Your soldiers told me what happened. I was only able to find you thanks to them. You've got a good troop there. You should be proud.
What were the previous?
What's wrong, Annette? Not feeling so good after all?
Trying to remember what the previous supports were about. We don't see many of these where it actually deals with their own leadership skills and whatnot.
No, that's not it. I was just thinking about what a hopeless commander I am.
Like, there really aren't many that deal with them, like, having active military roles.
It's my job to look after my soldiers, but they ended up having to look out for me. If I'm this hopeless, I shouldn't be out there at all.
What are you talking about? I don't know anyone around here who works harder than you. You put your all into your work and everyone knows it. Why do you think your soldiers are so loyal?
Caspar.
There's no way they'd do so much for you if they didn't see it in you. Come on, let's head back. I'll help you if you're having trouble walking. Your soldiers are worried about you. Go show them you're doing just fine.
Yes, you're right. Thank you, Caspar.
No problem. Just remember that it's okay to make mistakes, as long as you're learning from them.
Oh, I suppose... Was that cut off? Because that was their B, technically, wasn't it? Okay. Some reason I was thinking it was A, because it's, like, so clearly military-related. Huh. Was that cut off until this time skip? I wonder, it did seem distinctly like it was that sort of topic.
Hey, Claude. I think I've worked out what your lyrics mean. Care to hear me out?
Huh? Sure. So, you managed to work through the labyrinth of my melodic poetry then?
Oh, right.
I did. You were writing about yourself, right?
It only took 5 years.
About how you just keep moving forward no matter what difficulties you encounter? we've got this, we did it, now let's eat. That kind of thing. Am I right?
Hey, that's pretty close for being completely wrong. It's actually not about me. It's about you, Annette. It's a song about your single-minded march through life.
It's about me?
Of course. You know, about how you mess up and make a big fuss about stuff sometimes, but you're always looking ahead and striving. I just wanted to capture your pleasant, fidgety, fussy nature in a song.
Oh my.
Oh, I see. I'm flattered. I think. Actually, I can't really tell if you're saying something nice or not.
That's sort of true. I can sort of get that.
Of course I'm saying something nice. I'm so happy I get to be friends with someone like you. Everyone's really uplifted by your cheerful attitude, your refusal to give up, and that boisterous nature of yours.
Ha! Boisterous! That's definitely not a compliment. Still, thank you, Claude.
Oh, come on.
I'm really pleased that you thought so hard about me and wrote a neat song like that. You know, what this song really needs is a nice little dance to go with it.
I couldn't agree more. And once you've finished, you should perform it for everyone. You're a fine dancer after all.
Nope, not happening. I'm afraid my dances are not for public consumption.
And suddenly she gets trained in the dancer class.
It will have to suffice that I let you see it.
Oh.
You drive a hard bargain. And if this performance is just for me, maybe I can coax you into letting me hear some of your other songs?
I suppose there are a few others I could maybe share. Like my bear song. Or my dungeon song. Ooh, or the Waltz of the Swamp Beasties.
What?
I have never been more on board with anything in my entire life.
Oh, they're all just silly songs. I don't know that they're anything worth being excited about.
I'll be the judge of that, and I can tell just by their descriptions that I'm right to be excited.
Well, I guess I have no choice. I'm making an exception just for you, Claude.
I'm honored to be the exception, as well as your #1 fan.
Ah. I really like that because it's so silly and dumb. I think I said it before. I like the relationships that develop in a way where it's like, ultimately it's like, they're not trying to change the other person as much as they're trying to like fit together as a puzzle piece with them in a sense, where it just sort of, it's like maybe there's some lessons to be learned from another person, yes, but ultimately what's important is the nature of who they are, that sort of thing. Sort of like the Caspar and Hilda discussion that they had during, I think I want to say B rank one, where Caspar's like, you don't try to change anyone, you're just like good with however they are. That's awesome. I like that. And I like the relationships that develop like that too. I feel like that was one of them. And it feels like they just like, the whimsy of life is something they can just so connect on. I really like that relationship. Okay. Yeah, I'll save those. I'll save those to get motivation up later, basically. See ya. Who needs what? Oh, that's also an A, speaking of which.
Hey, Hilda, can I ask you something?
Hey, Caspar. Sure, go ahead.
Well, you know that thing you do where you flirt with guys and get them to do stuff for you?
Oh,
Why don't you ever do that with me?
maybe she is.
Oh, you want me to take advantage of you, eh? I'm happy to oblige. You're surprisingly sharp.
You know, Wait, surprisingly? What's that supposed to mean?
I didn't think there was much point in taking advantage of you. You're not one to do favors. So I just never bothered. It seems like less trouble to do things myself.
You really think I'm so heartless that I wouldn't be willing to help you out? I'd be happy to help, depending on what it is you need.
That's not my style, though. I don't ask people to do favors for me. I prefer for them to notice what I want and offer to do it themselves. You're not attentive enough to notice. But you do notice that I'm working my charms on others. How bizarre.
Ooh.
I guess that makes sense. Sorry I've been so oblivious to your needs. But why can't you just ask?
Well, when I ask someone for help, it's awkward for them to say no. So they go along with it even if they don't want to.
But when they offer to help, everyone feels better about themselves.
Sure, but if your plan is to guilt someone into offering their help, isn't that the same or worse?
Oh, my dear Caspar. Guilt isn't why they offer.
You are wrong at least some of the time, because I know there's been times people have offered to help you, and they did it out of guilt.
But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to feel like I'm constraining you. I like your carefree lifestyle.
I'm not sure I follow, but I like the way you live too. Not being tied down by anything or anyone sounds like a pretty easy life. I get that. If there's anything you really need help with, though, don't be afraid to ask me. Sometimes you can't afford to wait around for someone else to notice.
That's sweet, Caspar. Thanks. Well, since you're offering, why don't you come to my room?
Echo. Nope, I have to clear my throat properly for this. Echo gives a look into the camera, and he smiles slightly. Wait, are they actually gonna go there?
I thought of something you can do for me.
Holy shit, they might be.
Your room? Are you redecorating? Or moving out?
You're really oblivious, huh? I don't know what to do with you, Caspar.
I don't follow.
I could use some help carrying luggage.
Is that it? That's no problem at all.
They did go that route. Hot damn. Okay. Hot motherfucking damn. Okay. Okay. She got up to A with Raphael. Interesting.
Hey, writing to your sister again?
You bet! Gotta reply to these things as soon as they come in.
You had one last week, too. It's great to see you're both so good about staying in touch.
Yeah, especially after 5 years at war. It's pretty good.
It's especially important when there's a war going on.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. My sister wrote to say how much she loved the painting supplies you sent.
Good. I'm glad gathering those pigments paid off.
You even made her a brush. I really appreciate you doing all that for her.
I was fascinated with painting at that age. I was a pretty artistic kid, if you can believe it. Not a lot of time for it when you're hungry, though.
Sounds like you had a pretty tough time growing up, too, huh?
She was a paint... Interesting. Okay. Does that come up with... Like, she's not... I don't think that came up with her talking to Ignatz.
I guess so. We never thought of it that way. But it's true the children in my village don't usually get to choose their futures. Any one of us could have had the talent for artistic genius and never even noticed. I was one of the lucky ones. I only got to follow my passion thanks to my father and all the other folks. That's why, once I come into my own, the first thing I'll do is head back there and help the other kids.
Oh, wow. It's like all the kids in your village are counting on you.
No need to exaggerate it. Besides, it's not like I'm unique. You're working hard for your sister's future, aren't you?
Yeah. It's like me and you are both carrying big weights. We should try sharing the weight with each other. You know, lighten both of our loads.
Huh?
Ooh.
If we share our problems, then we only gotta carry half the weight, right? It works out for everybody.
Wait, but then you gotta carry...
Probably a good thing you didn't try to take on your family's business.
Yeah, because that's not how math works. Come on.
If you take half of my burden and I take half of yours, the total's still the same.
Nah, that doesn't sound right. Everything's lighter when you don't gotta carry it alone.
Not wrong.
On second thought, you might be right. With the right attitude and the right partner to share the burden, maybe it is only half the weight.
Now you're getting it. It's a waste of energy to struggle alone when there's someone who can help you.
That's true. And I do hate waste, as you well know. So when it comes to working toward the future you're after, you know I won't fall short.
Great! And you should never fall short on sharing a big meal with me, too.
Deal.
When did it go there? Oh, I think Raphael might have no idea what he just proposed. No idea. At all. Ah, okay. Ignatz, eh? I really haven't been paying attention to who's the highest for each of them.
Huh. What's that about? Marianne, I saw you on the training grounds earlier. It looked like there was an argument.
Oh, no. It was nothing.
Are you sure? Nothing happened at this morning's training?
Well...
Okay, tell me what happened.
I just couldn't keep up with the rest of the group. Everyone got so mad at me. They said something about looking into their eyes so I could read their movements, but I couldn't do it.
They may have a point.
I'm a hindrance to everyone. I can't do it.
Oh, I was hoping she'd be more confident at this point.
Of course not. That goes without saying. It's hard to accomplish anything on your own. Look at me. By myself, I'm worse than useless. Can you see where I'm going with this? To succeed, you have to cooperate. You can't do that if you're not paying attention to nonverbal cues.
Huh?
Please, try looking up. Looking people in the eye. You'll see some things that you've never seen before. People worry about you, and rely on you. You'll see that on your allies' faces. In a way, you'll see what they're thinking.
You may be right. It was my fault for looking down. Thank you, Ignatz. I appreciate your encouragement.
Of course. Look, we both saw the sunset and appreciated its beauty. Nature communicates without words. We can do the same. We don't need to speak to be understood. Stop staring at your feet. Look at us. That'll be a good start.
I can certainly try.
Huh.
Did she look in his...
Is something wrong? Did I say something to upset you?
Oh no, to the contrary. I just realized that I was missing something. A thing of remarkable beauty. Right under my nose.
Ooh.
Remarkable beauty?
See if he...
What? Don't mind me.
Oh, no, of course he wouldn't. Of course he wouldn't go that far. Of course he wouldn't. Oh, well. That takes some time, too. Another A, okay. Raphael the...
Where is that darn ladder?
Raphael the popular man, my oh my.
Need help with something, Lysithia?
I can't find the ladder anywhere, and I needed to check out the books up on that top shelf.
Want me to just grab one for you?
No, I need to be able to dig around myself.
No problem. You can sit on my shoulders instead. Up you go.
Hang on a sec. That's not... I hope nobody saw that. Anyway, thank you. That was helpful. I can't believe how many fantastic books were hidden just out of reach up there. Thanks for being so patient while I rummaged.
No problem at all. It was my pleasure.
Hey, Raphael. You're always extra nice to me. Is it because I remind you of your sister Maya?
Yeah, I can't help but think about her whenever I see you around. We lost our parents when she was still real little, so she never had adults around to do stuff for her. That's probably why she grew up to be the kind of kid who wants to do everything on her own.
That's certainly something I can relate to.
I keep telling her that it's okay to rely on her big bro a little bit. Like, when there's stuff she can't do because she's too small, she just needs to ask someone bigger to do it. I told her that she could help me when I'm having trouble with stuff too. Then we would be even.
Young or old, we can all help one another out. We each have our strengths and weaknesses. Receiving help and providing help in return. It sounds so simple, really.
It is simple! I knew you'd get it.
I do. And I hope you understand that you can come to me for help too, Raphael. I can't be the only one receiving aid. It makes me feel incompetent and like a kid. I hate that.
Alright then. You can help me clean up my room.
Uh-oh.
I bet it's a disaster knowing you. I'll help you on that front, but I've got some rules on how to keep things tidy. You'll need to listen up.
If you could help with the actual tidying, That would probably be better. No need to bother with rules. I don't really do so good with remembering the complicated stuff. Oh! I got an idea! It would be even better if you could just come by and tidy up from now on!
Well, this developed.
If you keep helping me, then I can help you whenever you need it. No guilt.
Whenever I need it, huh? How long does that offer hold?
From now on. Like for always. I don't know what's so difficult to understand.
For always sounds nice. I'm fine with that.
Oh, Raphael, so very, very, very straightforward. Very, very, very straightforward. Super duper. My oh my. Nothing else except with a meal? Yeah. Okay. Well, I can do those later when I need more motivation. So, I'll do those later when I need more motivation. And I'm not going to go explore and get people's motivations up because of that. So let's go. Oh, that's a lot of... That is a lot of quest. Okay.
I'm pretty headstrong, but Claude could give me a run for my money. I mean, he's dragged the knights into this. You ought to be careful, Professor.
Yeah, you too. We all need to be very careful about the line we're walking.
Don't worry about me. I'm here because I want to be. Also, because being around my big brother feels like a real chore.
Does he expect more of you nowadays? Ooh.
Excuse me, could you do me a favor?
Huh.
Excuse me, could you do me a favor?
Find some flowers. Are they literally right outside? They are literally right outside. I do believe this is some-
so much.
Oh.
You're a sweetheart. I'm pretty headstrong. I'm pretty headstrong.
Oh, I need to gift it, don't I, technically? Yes, I do.
You're sweet.
Okay.
You're sweet. Thanks so much. You're a sweetheart.
So how did my harvest from 5 years ago go? Okay. Went perfectly okay.
Professor! Hey! I'd given up on ever seeing you again. Where have you been hiding? Anyway, now that we're reunited in the land of the living, I must fulfill my promise.
You want to elaborate on exactly what it was? Because I don't remember it being anything but a one-sided promise.
The promise I made to the captain, to keep you safe. I can't believe you've forgotten. How cold.
Wait, when did you talk to him about, like in death you made that promise? Okay.
Anyway.
Whatever, man. We'll be fine, we'll be fine. Hey, Gatekeep.
Professor? Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. You know, it's such a thrill to be able to greet you like this again. I almost died as well in the battle 5 years ago, but I won't allow any enemies to get into this place again. I promise you that. Even if the Death Knight shows up, I'll be sure to... Well, for now I'll keep training, so I can eventually feel confident that I can stop him.
Okay. Whatever makes you happy.
Professor, I have written to my father to signal my intention to remain here. Not that I require his approval to do so. There is not much for me to gain by returning to Alliance territory now. But by staying, I will be able to influence the course of events directly on the field of battle.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about him getting along with... I don't know, Alliance League. Are we talking about Claude?
We will not be friends, but I will cooperate with him as much as is necessary to secure victory.
Okay. Was that, like, just more generic than normal in order to, like, make it so that it would work in multiple routes or something? It might be. It might have been.
Fighting alongside you and everyone else is a dream come true, Professor. And don't worry about my little sis. Right now, she's back home helping out with the family business. I kind of figured I was going to be stuck going back and taking over for her. But thanks to you and Claude, I get to work on my dream of becoming a proper knight.
Cool. Did you actually want to be a knight? I thought you just wanted to support your sister. Well, whatever makes you happy.
Members of the Knights tell me that Father left their ranks 5 years ago.
Really?
They say he announced he was returning to the kingdom, but nobody's heard from him since. I haven't received word that he went back home to Mother. Where could he be? Where are you, Father?
That's a good question. When he was talking about, like, the potential to do something like that before, it sounded like he was considering going home to his family. And if that hasn't happened, I don't even know what he did.
Hey, Professor! You won't believe what happened.
5 years!
I figured I couldn't go back to the Empire after Garrick Mach fell, so I started drifting across the Kingdom and Alliance. Then, I just happened to run into our old class, so we came back to the monastery together.
Nice! That's everything? Okay. Cool, cool. Huh. Okay. So there's just none available technically with him. I should probably figure out who has what available for all that too. Hey, buddy. It's weird not being on a side that involves you.
Professor, I am so glad you are unharmed. No matter the path you walk, I will be with you every step of the way.
Liar. Liar, liar, liar.
Anything you ask of me, I shall see it through. You saved my life, and I am in your debt.
Liar. I mean, yeah, liar, basically. There's not really much more to it.
During his search for her grace, the Archbishop, Seteth has visited churches all across the land. It served to demonstrate to the devout across Fodlan that the Church of Seros is still going strong. As a result, the faithful are not currently in a state of chaos.
Teach. Hey there, my friend. It's funny how the monastery was once in ruins, but now it's downright bustling. Thanks to a little promise 5 years ago, our buddies have all gathered, and even the knights have returned. It's like we were all just waiting for you to awaken. And now, we're all going to band together against the Imperial Army. You should go and talk to everyone if you can. There may be some who are still on the fence.
It hasn't sounded like it. I'm still very interested in your vision for the future, Claude. I know I don't know Edelgard's in this one, but this whole world is sort of, fucked in a lot of ways, so it'd be very nice to know that if I'm fighting for a future that makes, well, sense,
It's been fixed up quite a bit, but its battle scars aren't so easily erased. To think that a glorious cathedral with a 1,000-year history would end up like this. I'll rebuild this place someday. This cathedral is the symbol of Fodlan. Maybe I should paint a picture of the beautiful cathedral of old. Well, I still remember what it looked like.
I can appreciate the appreciation for artistry and whatnot, but who's... With so much changing all the time, I wish anything would just stay the same, don't you? Who has hair like that now? I thought Bernie, but Bernie's not with us. We all must live. We all must change, live, and grow. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry. I didn't think she'd be disappointed. I didn't even realize that was her. My bad.
Dear Goddess, even with the church in shambles, we can still pray. The Goddess will surely hear our prayers. But still,
that's me.
I hope the church can return to its former beauty someday.
That is, like, 110% not the thing I'm fighting for. In the slightest.
Professor! You're here, Professor, along with everyone from our old class. It's like we've gone back in time. When I think that I'll be around you again, all of my sorrows just drift away.
Let's do our best together.
Yes. I'll at least try not to hold anyone back. Let's work together for the common good, like we did 5 years ago.
Whatever you think that common good may be.
I've grown weary and impatient. These past 5 years, my hands have been bound. But now, I can finally take action with a clear goal. I'm grateful to you and to everyone.
And what's that goal?
Down with the Empire. Surely peace will soon follow if the Empire is overthrown. Then my parents can finally find peace themselves.
So in a sense, probably the most selfish way of looking at it. Not that that's bad. That's your goal long term, that's fine. But I'm just sort of comparing it to her motivations in the last round, where it was more like, you know what? I like the world you're trying to create, that sort of thing. And this one, it's like, you know, I want to make a world that I can, you know, my family can be happy in, basically. I just want to make sure that they're, you know, don't have to deal with bullshit anymore.
5 long years I've searched for you and the Archbishop. It is a pleasure to see you again. The Church of Seiros will follow you from now on. But please do not abandon the search for Lady Rhea.
Oh. We'll do whatever it takes. No. I will disband the church as soon as it gives me the potential opportunity. We don't know what the future will bring.
Wherever she is, Rhea is doubtlessly waiting for you. Please do not let her down.
I am... Like, what in this game was supposed to make you, like Rhea? Like, what on earth do... Because the game talks about it like it feels like I should feel like I owe her something. What, for giving me the teaching position? Against my will? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you know, it's so obviously for her own specific agenda. I don't know. It's so weird that they're telling me, like, oh, Rhea, oh my goodness, all the Rhea stuff, etc., etc. It's just, meh. Just in my head in the end, meh.
Hey, Professor. It's not just for my village that I'm fighting alongside you here, you know. It's also that Captain Gerald asked me, his first and greatest apprentice, to look out for you. Of course, it wouldn't be enough just to keep you alive. It's my duty to make sure you win, too. So do your best, Professor, and count on me to watch your back.
Sure. Yeah, I'm wondering what everyone can actually provide. How many of the complete deviations from their normal strengths has resulted in them not really being capable of providing any semblance of, you know... Oh, Balthus. Okay. Any semblance of, you know, actual good drills to go advance my own stuff with? Might I be stuck completely in terms of, like, getting writing up? Like I need to get it up for the master class? I wonder if there's anyone who provides it.
Professor!
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. It's you. You're still alive. It's been 5 whole years, hasn't it? Time flies when you're standing guard. That's right, I've been here the whole time. Day in and day out. Not like I have anywhere else to be. Looks like the Knights of Seiros have returned. Wonder if Mr. Backup is back too.
The guy that was helping you out? Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Oh,
Oh, you have the look of someone relieved to see me. Before you ask, yes, my superior spellcraft is yours. It's your reward for waiting so patiently for me.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I'm sure that you need me, and that is enough. I recommend that you accept my generous offer. But my assistance has a price. I expect you to aid me in fulfilling my dream of restoring House Nouvelle.
You know. I feel like you would have been better. You were much better off for your dream in the other route.
These past 5 years have been so chaotic, even the bounty hunters backed off. I kinda miss the chase. I don't have family ties worth fighting for, so these muscles are up for grabs. Use me as you see fit, pal.
Sure. Not so sure about your motivation, though.
By that, you mean, thank you, magnanimous king of grappling. Yeah? Well, you're welcome. If you're worried my skills have dulled from disuse, think again. I've been fighting thieves to stay sharp.
Well, you're not going anywhere, so...
Got a favor to ask.
You should be fine. Okay, more, map quests. Ooh, are we late enough to get this?
Need something?
We are.
This one?
A renowned astrologer has come, and a new quest has been unlocked. Check the bulletin board for details. Organize the Shadow Library. More people now visit the Shadow Library, so a new quest has been unlocked. Check the bulletin board for details.
See you again soon.
Got it. Interesting. Ooh, so what is this? You haven't... okay, so I have to do some sort of... I assume the quest is unlocking, then.
You're back, finally! I've been waiting for so long! I thought you might have died. But I didn't have anywhere else to go, so I stayed here.
Thank you for sticking around. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome. It wasn't easy. I've been kinda lonely. As you might have noticed, we've lost a few people down here.
Well, I'm happy to be back and to be with you guys again.
I could use your help.
Fortune teller setup. That sounds like something you'd be interested in. Why not drop by? Sure. See what's up with that.
Well, hello. It's been a while, hasn't it? Are you really so surprised to see me here? I flew here just as soon as I heard you were alive. I care more than you may realize.
Interesting. You could have backed out and just, went wherever. Apparently you weren't actually here at the time, too, so... There's so much that needs to be done. Let's work together.
Yes. Let's. So long as our efforts are aligned, I'll happily work alongside you.
No problem. Sounds fun. Okay.
Why, hello there.
Give some of your renown to the Wayseer and she can tell you about the bonds between your allies. Strengthen bond. Analyze the prospective relationship between the selected bear and boost their support points. Does not work on bears who are already very close. Connected fates. Foresee the destinies of a deeply bonded bear and either entwine them together or separate them from one another. Oh, okay. So can you, pick those endings, basically? 10,000? Are these the... Oh, they have A rings probably, so that's why they're capable. That's why there's multiple for Raphael. Okay. Yes. No, Emil. He can love himself. How much? 500 to deepen a bond. Okay. That wouldn't be horrible near the end of the game to just go and be like, yeah, let's just, deepen a little bit more, Okay.
Come back soon now.
Get some of those things, because I have plenty of renown and I'm not really using it.
Thanks for giving me a hand.
Oh no. What do you require? Now let me see. Marvelous. This one should be proud of their growth. Now let me see. Marvelous. This one should be proud of their growth. Now let me see. Marvelous. This one should be proud. Now let me see. I expect much from this one. Yeah, now let me see. Marvelous. This one should be proud of their Now let me see. Marvelous. This one should be proud of. Now let me see. Marvelous. This one should be proud. Now let me see. Marvelous. This one should be. Now let me see. I see this one has gained some experience. Now let me see. I expect much from this one. Now let me see. Ah yes, this one's growth is going quite well. Now let me see. I see this one has gained some experience. Now let me see. Ah yes, this one's growth is going quite well. Now let me see. Marvelous. This one should be proud of their. Fare thee well.
Interesting, interesting, interesting.
I have a favor to ask.
Seems like a list of rare books that the Church of Saros does not make publicly available is turned up in Abyss. If you could somehow get your hands on that list. Ooh. The banned books. I gotta tell Claude. I definitely have to tell Claude. List of rare books. Ooh, okay. A lot of stuff just opened up here. Ooh. Let's see what we got. Oh, volume 2. Maybe... Where would even be the best place to start in these? I don't know. Maybe there isn't even a volume 1. What was that? Was that the truth behind Hero's relics? Huh. Okay, you know what? I'll start here and start going around. My beloved. Letter to a mysterious noble. You were right. It would seem he would not hesitate to divide the house. What's more, I hear he's considering taking half his territory and joining the kingdom. Oh, is this like what's his face that like took Aryan Road? I can't believe he would even consider dragging another region into this. Not to mention stirring up trouble over his inheritance at a time when the Alliance desperately needs to unite. Okay, then maybe not. He's clearly out of his mind. Though he bears a major crest and you a minor crest, your father was wise in his attempt to declare you his heir. As it were, I can't help but wonder what your intentions with me are. I'm drowning in letters proposing marriage to that beast. He may share your face, but the resemblance ends there. I refuse to marry such a foul creature. If you don't come to me soon, I'm going to you. Do not forget that my father's blessing can be revoked at a moment. I will depart Dedru at the end of the lone moon. You had better be prepared for my arrival. I wish to marry you beneath the Garland moon. Why? Well, I am a woman after all, and even I harbor dreams for being a Garland bride. Understood? Great, make it so. Claudia, second daughter of House Regan. Interesting. Interesting. I assume that's Claude's mother. So... he said that is... Wait, so I recall Claude mentioning that the previous Duke Regan, or the former heir, was his uncle, right? And then his grandfather was in charge. Either it went to his uncle and then he died and his grandfather took back over, or his grandfather was in charge that entire time and his uncle went down, right? And was that the stuff involving Raphael and whatnot? A scrap of paper stuck between pages of a book. It appears to be incredibly old. Moose meat. Albanian moose is preferable. If unavailable, beef or horse meat may be substituted, though the dish's unique flavor will be somewhat altered. Goddess messenger. Be sure to skin, gut, and clean the fish before use. Xanadu treasure fruit. While difficult to obtain, it is well worth the effort. If necessary, boa fruit may be substituted. Seasoning and spices. Adrestian rock salt, herbs of Fargus, and honey of Leicester are strongly recommended. Huh. Okay. This is a special dish prepared for the new emperor at ceremonies, though its ingredients are extremely rare, making it rather expensive. Chefs must restrain themselves from sneaking bites during preparation. Interesting. What was the point of that one? The Feast of Decadence, the Seventh Song. Banquet celebrating the marriage of the young emperor, Lycaon the Third, continued until the full moon waned to a half moon. The waits. Should I recognize that name? It's been a while since. Well, I only really read the books in the normal library, you know, when we went through it the first time. The waitstaff scurried about the castle, refilling golden glasses. All present savored the taste of the fine bacchus from Boromus, as well as the screams of the northern swordsmen as they are torn apart by wild beasts during the countless... What? Uh-oh. The countless dishes on the banquet tables were each overflowing with spectacular offerings. Treats themed after the four saints grace massive platters, just waiting for our greedy fingers to snatch them up. In honor of Saint Chichel, however you pronounce it, guardian of the land, prime grandeur was used to bake endless loaves of delectable bread. In honor of Saint Cethleon, savory fish was prevented, a dish she is believed to have loved. So that's supposed to be Sedith and Flame? Right? That was like the implication as part of there. At the very least, I thought the implication of them was that they were one of the saints. The loving the fish, that makes me think Flame, which makes me think the other one's probably Sedith. I thought that was the implication from their paralogue. Been a while. When the clown dressed as Saint Seros decapitated the criminal, dressed as Nemesis with a single swing, the spectators cheered with unbridled enthusiasm. A young man staring at Emperor Wilhelm as he caught the saint and pulled her into a close embrace, suddenly beckoned me. He pressed his lips to my ear and whispered sweet nothings, mirroring Emperor Wilhelm and Saint Seros upon the stage. Wait, was Wilhelm and Seros a thing? The date of removal and set of signature followed. It appears to be a novel set in the Adrestian Empire. It has sustained great damage, so nothing else is legible. Was Wilhelm and Seros a thing? Oh my. Oh my. Interesting. Table of contents. How to compliment a lover. The art of seduction. The myth of true love singularity. Gifting Saint Cethleon's love garland. Alone time and greeting of the dawn. The date of removal and set of signature follow. It seems it was briefly part of the monastery's library, but all pages are missing save the table of contents. What? I'm so confused by that one. Burnt remnants of a report. Burnt pages that resemble the report of some sort. A few passages survive the fire and are still legible. Item 18, Part 5. The Fargus Rebellion. Herbert doubts about the army Lug has raised. How did he recruit soldiers without raising suspicions in the Empire? How did he acquire these mysterious weapons? So, like, heroes' relics? What is the true identity of Pan, the tactician rumored to have been integral to Lug's victories? I remember that being brought up. And those who slither in the dark. The Shadowed Order of the Knights of Seros believes that King Klaus I of Fargus was assassinated. Everyone believes that his will, which demands the territory to be divided among the three princes and fails to name a successor, is fake. The purpose was likely to involve the Leicester region and display a greater military force in the Empire. Oh wow, okay. So... So this is saying that the Palefaces are like... they were likely working to bring about the Fargus Rebellion. Ironically. Or maybe not. Maybe it's implying the opposite? This seems to be saying that... This sounds like the founding of the Alliance, right? Which demands the territory to be divided among 3 princes and fails to name a successor is a fake. The Tragedy of Duscar, after which more members of the Western Church are strongly criticizing the Central Church. Among them are those who claim the incident Duscar was the work of the Shadow Knight, the Shadowed Order of the Knights of Saros. It seems a confrontation over the dogma's legitimacy was inevitable. Soon, the child of House Gaspard. Okay, that sounds like the stuff that happened with the lord that adopted Ash, right? Son of the Alliance's leader, Duke Oswald Regan, has died in an accident. Okay. This follows an incident involving the previous successor, and even the Knights of Saros suspect it was at Count Gloucester's command, though it seems too conspicuous. There is some concern that it could spark a war, with Duke Regan gravely ill the situation is. So, I mean, we sort of thought that already, didn't we? Interesting. Okay. Without context, it's hard to know exactly what to take from those. Encyclopedia of Omens and Sex. This book title does not match its context, suggesting a false cover. It seems to be a catalog of some sort. Distance viewer based on glasses. Oh, like tech? By combining glasses lenses, one can view great distances with enhanced clarity. Crafting such a tool was forbidden by decree of the Archbishop for the following reasons. The ease of locating enemy camps would escalate wartime violence. What? It would be too easy to snipe from afar. It would lessen the mystery of the goddess who watches from above. Rhea. God, fuck Rhea. What fucking bad reason. Just like a fucking telescope at even the most basic level. My goodness. Flammable black water. A sticky black liquid was discovered in the northern Fargus. It burns fiercely and emits a highly toxic gas. The use of this wicked substance was forbidden by decree of the Archbishop for the following reasons. Misuse could result in accidental death. So could a fucking sword. It could be used tactically by those lacking magic ability. So? Competition for it could cause so oil, basically, right? That's what this is, right? They discovered oil and they were like, well, maybe we can make use of this. And they're just basically like, no. Wow, oil's a huge part of a lot of... Wow, okay. Metal mold printing machine. Wait, a printing press. Did she fucking ban a printing press? Though initially lauded as a practical replacement for woodblock printing, after careful consideration, the Archbishop deemed it taboo for many reasons, particularly the following. Risk of mass circulation of misinformation and malevolent rumors. Oh... That's such a fucking hypocrite. Oh. It is useless to alliterate commoners. Risk of intensifying disparity between church branches. Oh, fucking hell, Rhea! It's a printing press! That's like the biggest fucking invention in like the history of the real world! My fucking god. It's like, if you could go and take away one invention from history, if you wanted to just be a dictator, if you could go and take away one invention, that would probably be it. The ability to inform the masses on scale. Just completely revolutionized politics and everything to the point where people mattered. Human autopsies, especially involving head or chest incisions. Though it is widely believed that this is medically relevant, such actions upon a corpse are considered desecration of the dead. Since white magic can be used to a similar end, autopsies were deemed taboo. A notable cardinal asserted that if medical silence were to excel over faith-based white magic, it would destabilize the foundation of the church. God fuck, can I don't have anything to just like kick over. That sort of pisses me off even more. Romance of the world's perdition. In the land of Thinis, where the old gods are said to live, the false god has awakened. Wait, what? Its looming, heteromorphic vessel was resurrected to sink the world into the depths of the ocean. It will bring extinction to all children and men, salvation to all beasts of the land, sky, and sea. But the children and men who spilled too much of the blood of life, it promises only cruel retribution. The false god must be defeated before the world sinks into a watery grave. To this end, the children and men have erected pillars of light upon the land. Thinis, Malum, Septon, and Liam were utterly destroyed. Those lands have vanished from this world, yet even still the false god stands. And soon a flood aptly named Despair will drown this world. The children and men fled to the depths of the earth, beyond the sight of the false god, beyond the embrace of the sacred sun, beyond the reach of the waters of despair. They swore a fervent oath of revenge against the surface world, ruled by beasts against their tormentor, the false god. Pillars of Light. Is that basically the thing they did to Aryan? Is that the thing they did to Aryanrod in the last route? So is this talking about the pale faces? The children of men being the pale faces? False god likely being Sothis or whatever. Interesting. Okay. The truth of the hero's relics. I, a priest of blank. The findings of my investigation blank. When a crest stone was removed while its relic was being wielded by a blank, all movement within the relic ceased. When the stone was returned, the relic once again blank. It is beyond question that crest stones supply the associated relic with some kind of power, and the impetus of said power is clearly related to the crest that humans possess. Okay. So it's like a source of power and a key to activating the power, siphoned into a vessel for said power. Based on the composition of blank, it can be surmised that blank likely a massive creature akin to a wyvern. However, blank strength is beyond compared to that of wyvern bones. They are more durable than all materials other than crucible steel, making them ideal for crafting weaponry, and absolutely blank inhabiting blank difficult to conceive. But one theory blank, it is possible that blank, the goddesses blank, have the potential. The hero's relic have found that they are not linked to the 10 elites. Blank, the 10 elites blank, could it be that they were gifted this power by the goddess as well? Perhaps the disturbing blank that the relics were not gifts from the goddess blank. Additionally, blank, the same crest stones blank, many hypotheses blank. I'm desperate to find the truth of it all. Time's come. I must discard blank. I dare say the goddess would not wish for me to learn more than I already have. Okay. So we already sort of knew the thing about the crest stones, yeah? Kind of that of wyvern bones. I mean, it sort of feel like it's saying... It's like saying the hero relics are made of, like... bones? You know, that sort of makes sense, wouldn't it? Just looking at them. Can I look at one here? Not really. But I mean, they do sort of look bone-like. And if it's like wyverns but much more powerful, then maybe like creatures like Rhea, basically. Bones from them. And the crest stones were, you know, in the big graves down where so-and-so plays, so that could make sense. They are made from, say, corpses or something like that. Fragments of Forgotten Memoir. It has been several months since King Nemesis was defeated, and the tides of war have turned from bad to worse. I've received news that my friend Daphne has fallen as well. Those zealots are after our heads. And those of our leaders. Daphne. That was Judith, right? Judith was part of House Daphne, right? All is left is for us to disappear into the muddy water Saros has created. And this is presumably people on Nemesis' side back then. My long life may soon come to an end. I somehow escaped with my life, but I fear the end is near. Most of my clan has already surrendered to the Empire. To my surprise, I am told their safety was guaranteed. I, however, am a different matter. My life along the sacred weapon will unquestionably be forfeit. My dear son and daughter, I hope you can forgive me one day. Why does Sarah despise us so? What did King Nemesis do to incur such unyielding wrath? Oh, I know that feeling. Perhaps it was a mistake to accept his offer. In any case, that is all the distant past now. And before this body falls to ash, the evil. So, perspective from presumably one of the allies in Nemesis. Okay. And how unshockingly, Rhea was of a single mind. In anger, and anger, and anger, and anger, and anger, and anger. Yay. Much time has passed since the Imperial calendar was adopted. In the prior calendar, the year began with what we now call the Guardian Moon, and ended with the Ethereal Moon. Back then, the 12 lunar phases were exclusively referred to as months. They came to be known as moons with our current calendar system. Interesting. Though the prior names of the months are lost, it is known that the Guardian Moon was often shortened to the number 1. Pegasus Moon to the number 2, and so on, until Ethereal Moon, the 12th and final moon. Though inelegant, it was a practical system that apparently served the people of the time well. There's no way of knowing when the old calendar was created. Any attempt to trace its origins leads only back to the era of gods and more unanswered questions. All we know for certain is that the calendar has existed for a nearly incomprehensible length of time. To change the civilization's calendar would inevitably cause great confusion and unrest. Why then did Emperor Wilhelm, the first leader of Dresdia, choose to abandon the original calendar in favor of the Imperial calendar? Historians have identified several possible reasons for such a drastic measure. My guess is the same thing as that fucking technology thing over there. If he was basically in bed with Rhea, like, literally, then what do you figure the chances are that, what do you figure the chances are he'd basically do her will? Like, be at her beck and call. And introduce, like, a ridiculously stupid calendar just for the sake of having a stupid, over-the-top calendar. Influence of the Church of Saros. The names of the Imperial calendar's moons and the associated lore behind them are intimately related to the tenets and saints of Church of Saros. It is highly probable that basing the new calendar on the teachings of Saros was Emperor Wilhelm's attempt to spread those beliefs on a much wider scale to help legitimize the Church. Yeah, that sounds about right. If this is the case, this is further proof that the Adressian Empire had close ties with the Church of Saros from the very moment of its inception. Alternatively, it has been posited that the goddess herself wished to change the calendar and voice this desire through the prophet Saros. Okay, which would mean that Emperor Wilhelm simply implemented the change rather than originating it. Calendars represent the flow of time, so creating a new one is akin to claiming dominion over the time itself. Shortly after its founding, the Empire used its influence to establish a new calendar and retroactively proclaim its founding year as Year 1. Amid the unification of Fodlan, this move increased the Imperial authority and heralded the start of a new era. Fantastic. Okay, well, if I wasn't just significantly angry at Rhea before for her actions, how she behaved, I'm more just like, this isn't new. It's not like this is a new thing. Oh my goodness. Let's say I do end up taking over the fucking church. At least I would be a fucking better leader. My goodness.